what if Ethiopia didn't exist? Can you imagine Africa without Ethiopia? No Addis Ababa, no Lalibela rock-hewn churches, and no breathtaking Simien Mountains touching the sky? Without Ethiopia, a place that was never colonized, with its own alphabet, calendar, and language, the story of Africa itself would change forever. Let's imagine the map of Africa without Ethiopia. The Red Sea might expand far inland, forming a massive ocean where the Ethiopian highlands once stood. Sudan and Somalia would have endless coastlines, and the Horn of Africa would look like a string of scattered islands. But the real loss wouldn't just be geography, it would be the soul of a continent. Because Ethiopia's story is deeply tied to the identity of Africa itself. In our world, Ethiopia gave birth to one of Africa's first great civilizations, the Kingdom of Aksum. Aksum was powerful, trading gold, ivory, and spices across the Red Sea. It minted its own coins, built massive stone obelisks, and became one of the earliest Christian nations on earth. Now imagine if Aksum never existed. No ancient African power connecting the continent to the rest of the world. No early trade routes linking Africa, Arabia, and Asia. Without Aksum, Africa's early history would be far less known. A silence where greatness once stood. Without Ethiopia's towering mountains, there would be no Blue Nile River flowing from Lake Tana. That river feeds into the mighty Nile, the same river that gave life to ancient Egypt and Sudan. If Ethiopia didn't exist, the Nile might never have its famous source, and the civilizations that grew along its banks might never have flourished. The geography of Africa, from the deserts of Egypt to the valleys of Sudan, would be completely transformed. Ethiopia isn't just old, it's ancient. It's the cradle of humanity itself. In the Afar region, scientists discovered Lucy, a fossil more than 3 million years old, one of the earliest human ancestors ever found. If Ethiopia never existed, we would lose a huge part of our story as human beings. The place where the first humans stood, where life itself began, would vanish from the map. Human history would have an empty chapter that could never be replaced. Now picture the 19th century, a time when almost every part of Africa was being colonized by Europe. But one country stood tall and undefeated: Ethiopia. At the Battle of Adwa in 1896, Ethiopian forces led by Emperor Menelik II defeated the Italian army. It was a victory that shocked the world, a symbol of African pride and independence. Without Ethiopia, there would be no Adwa, no early African victory, and no beacon of hope for freedom. Africa might have been completely taken by European powers, and the dream of liberation delayed for decades. Imagine for a moment, a world with no Ethiopian coffee ceremony, no Injera, no Amharic, or Tigrinya alphabets, which, by the way, are some of the oldest writing systems still in use today. There would be no Ethiopian airlines connecting Africa to the world, no Addis Ababa, the home of the African Union, and honestly, no Haile Selassie, the emperor who inspired the Rastafarian movement worldwide. Without Ethiopia, Africa would lose more than just a country. It would lose its heart, its culture, its symbol of resilience. Ethiopia today, still stands as a center of culture and influence. Its music, food, languages, and traditions reach far beyond its borders. Its airline connects cities across continents. Its history continues to inspire African unity and independence. Without it, the Horn of Africa might still be divided by foreign powers, and the spirit of Pan-Africanism might never have taken root. Ethiopia's existence shaped not just Africa's history, but its identity. Ethiopia isn't just a name on a map. It's a story of survival, freedom, and faith that has lasted for thousands of years. Without Ethiopia, the world would lose one of its oldest civilizations, one of its richest cultures, and one of its strongest examples of independence. Ethiopia isn't just part of Africa. It's really the heartbeat that helped Africa stand tall. So, what do you think the world would look like if Ethiopia never existed? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and hey, don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories about the Horn of Africa.